Okay, so this little video segment is just going to be a quick little one on finding a heading or bearing. We're looking to get the direction that from point A to point B. So for this example, we're going to look at our map here, and we're going to say we're starting at this intersection of the road right here. And then we're going to try and find what our direction is, or our bearing, to, let's say, this point right here. So to do that, I'm just going to draw a line on my map, connecting those, make a little pass where those lines are. So I'm going to do that, and then I need to take my compass, and this is where it's not really going to matter if your map is oriented, because we're going to use our orienting line. So on our compass, if we remember, these red lines in here are orienting lines. We have our UTM grid layout overdone on this map, which is right here. So these are our true north-south lines right there. So I'm basically going to line my direction of travel arrow up with the line I drew on there, which goes from that intersection to that point. So my direction of travel is going the way I want it to go. So now I'm going to take my orienting lines, I'm going to rotate my compass until, if you can just make it out, it's kind of hard, I'm not sure why this is showing up as blurry on there. But this dotted line that runs down here is lining up right parallel with that orienting line. So when I do that, all I have to do is look at the hash mark that shows up on here. So again, it's kind of showing up blurry, but it actually is on the 58-degree mark. So I know if I'm standing at this point, all I have to do is adjust my compass to 58 degrees true north, and I'll be hiking in that direction. Now if I set it to 58 degrees and it's at magnetic north, it's not going to be the same direction. You can kind of see it on that line there. It's not the same direction as that line. Again, we are on this map, it's going to tell me down here that I'm 10 degrees off for declination. So when I come back up to this point, I'm 10 degrees off. I'm west of the Mississippi, so I subtract numbers. So 360 on my compass is really 350. And you can kind of see this is pointing north, this is pointing just off of north, or actually it would be this way. So my arrow is pointing straight north, my magnetic arrow is pointing to magnetic north. So over here, because my map is not oriented, it's actually pointing south, that direction. But when I line this up, it's not quite exact. So I want to go 58, subtracting 10, I'm at 48. So if I hike at 48 degrees on my compass, I'm going to go in the direction I need to go to get to them. Hopefully that makes sense. Likewise, if I'm given a certain point on my map, we'll use this point of this intersection here, and I'm told to hike at let's say 165 degrees for 2 miles. I'm going to set this to 165 right here. Stick it down on my on my map, and I know I'm at that point. And I'm just going to rotate this until one of those direction of travel or orienting lines lines up with my orienting line, lines up with this north-south line. So we're going north-south here. It's lining up right on there. My direction of travel arrow is pointing at 165 degrees true north. Doesn't matter that the compass needle is pointing magnetic north right now. My direction of travel arrow is pointing to true north because I'm not using it oriented to true or magnetic north. My map isn't. I'm doing it off of my true north-south lines here, and I'm using my orienting lines in there. If I'm told it's 165 degrees magnetic bearing, then I need to take that into account. So if I go compass to map or map to compass, if you think back to on Moodle, I have that little image up there for you to try and remember. So I'm going from compass to map. What do I need to do? Add or subtract? So I should add and there we go. So that's the direction I want to hike in order to get to where I'm supposed to go. And I'll go 2 miles. So I know this is my direction here. Do a little line there. Take my ruler. And I'll extend my line a little further. I know I want to go 2 miles. On my map, this is 1 mile. So I'll measure off. We got 0.7, 0.8. Got. Do a little math here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get a 1/4 inch to a 0.10. So if I'm here, I've got to go 1/4. So right there would be 1 mile. For myself, I like to actually leave a piece of string. You always use a 7.5 minute map. I'll leave a piece of this tail the length of what 1 mile is, but this compass isn't set up that way. So I can use it and measure it, say right there. So from the knot to my finger is 1 mile. So I can go here, line that up, following my line, right there is 2 miles. So that just gives me good information on how to get there.